you about 2 minutes. Hey, for those of you who just came in, please grab a piece of paper and complete the following prompt. So you're going to name 3 of the characteristics. Notice I gave you them here. And you're going to tell why those 3 are important to a civilization. And just a couple more seconds to finish up. Okay, let's go over it. All right, so in the chat, please name at least one of the characteristics that you wrote down and why it's important to civilization. Trade. Why is trade important? Good. Food surplus because it allows you to trade with others. Yes, because you have more than you need. Good. Yes, they trade for stuff that is good to them. Yep. So they want to import things. They want to import things. Good. Yep, food surplus, but why? Why is it important? We need our brains flowing. Why is it important to a civilization? Why are these essential? Cities, because you can live in one place and have a permanent home. Good. Yep, so cities, we see this permanent settlement. Now we don't have to move as much. We're not nomadic. Yes, good. All right, any more? Writing helps for historians to look for what they need, for what they used. Good. Yep. So writing gives us a better understanding of what life was like for them. Good. Because you need enough food to feed everyone. Good. So food surplus is good because you can feed everyone instead of having to hunt meal to meal. So all of a sudden you have this food surplus, which remember, we talked about how food surplus is the foundation of all civilization. If you don't have a food surplus, then you can't focus on anything else until you meet that need. Good. All right, so just as a recap really quick for those of you who are still struggling with some of these concepts. Good. Government because you need rules and laws. Good. So remember, these are the characteristics of a society. Now I added one that we didn't talk about, and that is arts. Okay, so as we start studying civilizations next week, we're going to also study some of the art that they had. So we're talking pottery and sculptures and painting and jewelry and things like that. So we're going to start seeing those things, and they're going to be very unique to each civilization. And typically these people, when they did art, it was very religious, okay? So they were creating sculptures. Remember yesterday we watched that video about Çatalhöyük, and the people would make sculptures of goddesses that they believed in, so the art was usually to express their religious beliefs. All right, and oh, we gotta let in another person? Oh, just kidding. Okay, so um, we have cities and we have labor. Remember, like labor specialization. Now people can choose what they want to be. Not everybody has to be the same thing. In fact, you want people to specialize in different areas so that you have enough to make different things happen in the civilization, okay? So you wouldn't want everyone to be a farmer because then there wouldn't be anybody to trade or make metal or make goods because there would be too many farmers. So you wanted people to specialize and choose a career. Okay, so good. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now and I'm going to go over what we are doing today. So today is going to be a little bit different than usual because today you are working on your unit project. Okay, so this is your very first project and it is worth 100 points. So it is worth 10 classwork grades, okay, because typically classwork, they're only 10 points each. I say that because you really need to think, put your effort into it in order to score all 100 points. And it's actually a pretty interesting project, if I do say so myself. So, what the project is, I'm going to share my screen and read to you what it is. Hold on. Hold on. Essentially, what you're going to be doing is you are going to pretend that you are stranded on a desert island. Okay, your plane crashes and you are stuck on a desert island with a bunch of people. Now, you need to make your own civilization because you don't know how long you're going to be there. So, you're going to have to answer questions about what kinds of things would make your civilization. Okay, so you get to create your own little world on an island, okay? So you can get pretty creative. I'm looking, hold on, I'm looking for the instructions. To get to the instructions, you're going to go to Module 1. It's the very last thing under Module 1, and it's also under your to-do list. It's also under your to-do list, and it's literally called Desert Island Project. So that's what it's called, and all the instructions are there. I'm going to share my screen now so we can look at it together. Okay, so here are the instructions. Crash! Your plane goes down. Now you are on a deserted island with a small group of people. You don't know how long you are going to be there for, or if you will even survive. Your only choice is to create a society among yourselves. Attached below is a document outlining your project. You will need to think about the characteristics of a civilization in order to create a society that will survive. Your mission is to live. The first thing you're going to do is answer questions on the first page. So you're going to click this document. It says Deserted Island Civilization. You're going to click on this, and this is what you're going to see. Stop sharing for a moment. Hold on. Hold on. So this is what you're going to see when you click on that document, and you can type right on this document, okay? You don't have to write it down. You can type on it. Now, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to answer all these questions on page 1. If you forget the characteristics of a society, there is a chart here with descriptions for each characteristic. So if you're like, I can't remember what a government does, or I can't remember what social classes are, or something like that, you can look there. So you're going to answer the questions on this document. You can see questions like, would you have a government? If yes, please describe, and if no, why not? Okay, who's making the decisions on your island? Is nobody making a decision? Do you have a ruler? You have to think about these things. What's one item each person would bring? So everybody gets one item, and why would they bring that? What jobs would each person on the island do? Okay, how are you going to survive? How are you going to get food, make shelter, all that stuff? What would you be wearing? Okay, are you just wearing the clothes on your backs? Is there someone who's going to be making clothes? How are you going to get clothing? What skills do you possess in your group that would contribute to it? Okay, because you can't be afloat, you can't just lay on the beach all day, okay? You have to have some skills. Would your group get along? Why or why not? How long do you think you would survive? Explain why. What would I find on your island in 2 years? So if I came to your island, what would it look like? Okay, so this is what you're going to do. You're going to um, answer all of these questions. Now, in order to get all the points for that document, you have to use complete sentences, okay? If you just say fishing for your special skill, you're not going to get full points because we use complete sentences when we're writing. Also, if you don't explain why, they're also not going to get complete points because if you can't explain to me why, then I don't think that you understand it fully, okay? So why is a huge question. Now, after you answer those 8 questions, you are going to make, this is my example, you're going to make a little map of your civilization. This is Tracytopia, welcome. This is what my island would look like, I guess, if I were to be stranded. So you can see I have my government building in the middle. It's a hut, because I assume that I'm going to be making it out of palm bronze. And then I made houses for where everyone's living. Over here is a market. Over here is a coconut forest where we can go forage. Here's my farm. You can go fishing. Here's a church you can go to. And so I made an island map. Now you have to give your island a name. It doesn't have to be Bostonopia or McKinleyopia. It could be anything. You can name it anything. So you just have to create a map. It does need to be neat and colorful, okay? Neat and colorful, because this is worth 20 points. And let me actually share my screen again. If your map is just slapped together and you didn't put a lot of effort into it, you're probably not going to score very high on your map. Okay, so once you finish your map, then down here, this is your analysis, okay? So this is how well your island did, okay? Was there any evidence of job specialization? What I mean by that is, was there any evidence that you had jobs on your island? Who in your group would earn the highest status? So are you the ruler of your island, or did someone else earn that status? Excuse me. This one's a little tricky. Would there be only private wealth? Um, what I mean by private wealth is everybody have their own money and their own stuff, or are you sharing for everybody? Is everybody sharing? That's what I mean. And then would your island become a civilization? What is your prediction and why? Why is so important. I think what I found across the board with our classes is I'm not seeing a lot of I'm not seeing in in all 4 classes that we're really thinking about why things are happening. That is more important to me than just spouting off an answer. I want you to know why. Really think it through, okay? I want well thought out answers. It is due Friday, okay? So you have time and you have the entire class period, the next 45 minutes to work on it, so you should get a huge chunk done of it. It does need to be in complete sentences. And if you forget the questions and you forget what you're supposed to be doing, the instructions are laid out for you under Desert Island Project. Now, when you click on the document on the Desert Island Project, it will download to your computer on the bottom of your computer. And you have to click on that, and then it'll pop up. And then you have to press it'll have like a yellow ribbon up top, and you have to press enable edit, otherwise you can't type on it.
Miss Victoria, I won't be here I will be here on tomorrow till 12:30, but I have to go because I have a vacation.
Yes, and I actually need to talk to I think it was your mom emailed
Thursday.
Yeah, okay, yes. And I actually need to give your mom a call back. She emailed me about it. So I'll be talking to her after school. Okay? Don't sweat it too much. All right?
Okay.
Yes, you need to push enable to type on it. So I will be here if you have any questions. If you have any questions, please use the chat so that we're not distracting. This time is not free time. It's time for you to work on this. Because if you don't work on it, then you have a lot of work left to do later, okay? So, time is yours to get as much done as you can. And yes, you need to stay on WebEx just like normal.